The bottom line is because even though we only have 122 detainees there now, most of that cost comes from the 2,000-member guard force and the medical force and the legal guys providing them with care, feeding, legal services.
In addition to having a great name, or maybe I should say great initials, former Pentagon spokesman J.D. Gordon spells out the real problems at Gitmo, while the president and others in the Washington establishment bemoan the presence of that prison on the ground we still hold in Cuba, claiming it's somehow at odds with the values we hold dear. Gordon appeared on this program last week to explain there is no value to the extravagant use of taxpayer money lavished on the enemy combatants held there. In addition to releasing dangerous inmates at an alarming rate, inmates who often return to involvement in waging jihad against us, the Obama administration is spending roughly $3 million apiece for the prisoners who remain there. And it's worth hearing again about the accommodations that make what should be, in essence, a POW camp sound like a veritable Club Fed.
The Guantanamo detainees have 4 halal meals a day. They're much more expensive than the meals we serve to our own guards. They have imported dates, imported honey, roasted meats, feasts for Ramadan. They're treated very well down there. And that's just the food. They've also got this $750,000 soccer field. They've got stationary bikes. They've even got Wii Fits, if you can believe it.
Yep, sadly I can believe it. What's especially maddening, of course, is the complete surrender of sanity when it comes to accommodating the lifestyle of those enemy combatants amidst those very expensive accommodations. What has been forgotten in all of this is the basic principle which should be foremost in our minds. Simply stated, it is this: no enemy combatant should be better fed, better clothed, or better housed than the members of the American military assigned to guard them. I don't believe Uncle Sam can honestly say that now his nieces and nephews clad in khaki, standing guard at Gitmo, have it as good as the enemy combatants do. But over and above the outrageous sums being spent in a bow to political correctness and a sensitivity to diversity, there is something Gitmo offers at no cost to both the inmates there and those guarding them. That is, its tropical climate. Why should we house these terrorists in a location better suited for a tropical resort? It seems to me that this is one of those occasions where the whims of the Washington establishment and a more appropriate approach to the Gitmo inmates can be achieved. So, presented for your consideration, here is my solution. Since both President Obama and Senator John McCain say those inmates need to be on American soil, I say move them out of Gitmo and go far north, beyond the Northwest, up north to Alaska. Spanning from American to Russian territory in the Arctic is a string of islands known as the Aleutians. At the height of the Cold War, we kept listening posts in those cold spots. Certainly, there is enough infrastructure on at least one of those islands to retrofit it as a prison for those enemy combatants. I first proposed this as a possible solution during a debate on another cable network a few years ago, and to my surprise and delight, I received an email from one man who was most eager to make this happen. You see, he and his dad had actually purchased a deserted base on one of the Aleutian Islands, and they were quite eager to sell it back to the government to construct what we might call the anti-Gitmo. Just think, for all of those who demand that these enemy combatants must be housed within the United States, we've got a place far from any major population sites. And for those of us who believe that enemy combatants should not be kept in a climate more suited for a resort, we've got a place so cold that it may put their jihadist ambitions into the deep freeze. So there you have it, a common sense solution to a vexing problem, provided free of charge because that's the way I see it.